Okay. Give me a countdown. I'm on. Hi, everybody, and we are back here at Sullivan Field. And this time it's the Topper boys' turn to play in the quarterfinals of the New Mexico State Soccer Championships. And they are taking on right now the Highland High School Hornets. This ball game already underway. We were a little late getting started here. It was about 5 minutes gone in this ball game already. No score. And it's been a fairly physical ball game. And Highland don't have a real big roster. I mean, when they lined them up with the Los Alamos, all the Los Alamos kids, but not very many kids here from Highland. But anyway, the Hilltoppers are now trying to get something going on the attack as the Hilltoppers bring it back to Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas now up to Abera Hatinga. Hatinga brings it down the right sideline and trying to get it over now to Ty Hinojosa. Hinojosa has it stolen away from him, and so now it's going to be picked up there by Faber Cardenas for Highland, and now and so Faber on the move, and then the ball is going to be cleared away from him out of bounds. So it's going to be a throw-in for Highland as they bring it in to Luis Martinez. Luis still working with it. Now he's having a lot of trouble. He passes it upfield, comes right back to him, and now they bring it down the right sideline. So on the attack over there on the right sideline, great passing this time by Highland. For the Hilltoppers, in the goalie for Los Alamos, of course, is Wesley Parker. I'm sorry, Wesley Parker, and he is in the goal for Los Alamos. And not sure who's in the goal for Highland. To see I'm not sure if I can pick that up or not. He's not wearing any kind of a glaring number or anything. We have a Highland player down right at the 20-yard line in Los Alamos territory. So stopping play here momentarily for this, and they're helping him up, and Yahir Jimenez. So Yahir, he says he's okay. And so they're going to leave him there, but it's going to be a free kick for Highland. And taking the kick is going to be Faber Cardenas, and he's right now about 30 yards out from the goal. And wow, boy, did he put that thing through the wow! What a shot that time by Faber Cardenas. Boy, I'm telling you, maybe it's Faber Cardenas, but boy, I'm telling you, that thing. I mean, all Wesley Parker could do is just hope to get out of the way. So, but Faber Cardenas with a beautiful shot for Highland, it gives them the lead here, and not coming in the 9th minute of this contest. But he was about 30 yards out from the goal, and I mean it was just a rocket and into the goal, and so they take the lead right now. It's a 1-0 ball game, and that coming, like I say, in the that was in the 9th minute of this contest. 1-0 ball game right now. So Highland on the attack once again, and finally the Hilltoppers are able to cut him off, goes over the end line. And so the Hilltoppers, they just put it down in a hurry. They're going to bring it now, and they're going to bring it over to Abera Abera to Wakeo Hatinga. Wakeo trying to bring it up, cannot. It's got a header attempt, a header by Los Alamos, comes into the midfield circle. Jaime Terraza is trying to get a hold of it. He's immediately swarmed over by the Highland defense. These Highland kids are really fast. Coming down the right sideline right now is Kyle Fenimore. Fenimore is going to get it over to Ty Hinojosa. Hinojosa will bring it all the way back to Callum Mitchell, and the Hilltoppers will start things over. Now stolen away by Highland, and they're going to say it's off of, the ball goes out of bounds. They're going to say it was off of, first they said it was off of Los Alamos, and then now they're going to say it's off of Highland, and that was Faber Cardenas once again, and now a slow roller goes, Hilltoppers kick a slow roller back to Wesley Parker. Parker, all he can do is just kick it upfield, which he does, and so it's going to go out of bounds. Yeah, up about 10 yards deep into Hilltopper territory. So the Highland really putting on a lot of pressure here against Los Alamos. They bring it into the top of the penalty box, and there's another shot. Whoa! And another quick shot by the Hornets. But right there was Wesley Parker, but that was right to the top of the goal. That was Faber Cardenas again. And so the Hilltoppers now, Wakeo Hatinga in a battle for it. He was working against a double team of Highland. And now the Hilltoppers get it. They're going to bring it inside. Jaime Terraza's long kick way downfield, and that was Aaron Phillips making that kick, not Jaime. And so it's going to go out of bounds and about halfway down into Highland territory. They'll inbound it, picked up by Los Alamos. Hilltoppers coming over on the right sideline. They bring it to Ty Hinojosa. Hinojosa with a little touch pass. Very physical ball game right now. It's going to come over to Hatinga at the top of the penalty box, stolen away by Highland, and Faber Cardenas still with it, kicks it behind his back. So a little kicks it behind his other leg. Boy, nice little pass coming down the left sideline. Bring it up to Cardenas. Cardenas right away, he gets the pass, and then he immediately brings it right back now to Hugo Rodriguez. Hugo Rodriguez is, and so they'll take it all the way to the other side of the field right now. And they bring it out to Luis Martinez. Now they bring it into the top of the penalty box. Faber Cardenas right there trying to get the shot, but diving on it, Wesley Parker. And Faber Cardenas, boy, he was right there again. But Wesley with a great save. So Hilltoppers and the Highland Hornets are like Hornets. I mean, they're buzzing around all over the place, and it's hard to. I mean, they're very, very quick, and they get to where the ball is, and they're like I say, they are like a bunch of hornets or a bunch of bees just buzzing all around. So finally, going to be taken. The Hilltoppers trying to get something going, but Highland once again putting on the pressure, and when they put on the pressure, they don't fool around. So ball goes out of bounds. It'll be 10, 15 yards deep into Hilltopper territory. Highland with the throw-in. Long kick is going to come in the center circle. It's going to go picked up there by Highland. It's going to go out of bounds off of Highland. Hilltoppers will inbound it. They will have the throw-in, and they will be about they're going to throw it in about 15 yards up from the flag on the right side. Ty Hinojosa with it, still with it. Now he brings it back. This is going to come back to Wakeo Hatinga. Hatinga brings it over to Aaron Phillip. Phillip now takes it over to the left side to Alex Livskew. No, wait, that's not Livskew. That's Yaris Eidenbens. Now, the long kick over to Ty Hinojosa, and he tries to head it downfield, but it just goes right back upfield. Now it's kicked out of bounds by Highland. Hilltoppers will pick it up, and Wakea Hatinga will inbound it. She does, comes to the top of the penalty box. The Hilltoppers just can't seem to break through that Highland defense. So right now they're going to bring it back out on top and start over. So they do exactly that, and they get the ball now to Abera Hatinga. Abera, well, a little short kick high in the air. 2 or 3 players trying to make the header. Not one of them made contact. So now a long kick down by Highland is going to bounce into Hilltopper territory down the right sideline. Highland trying to get something going down that right sideline. Hilltoppers kick it out of bounds. It's going to be a quick throw in. It's right at the substitution flag, and Highland will inbound it. And they are still in control, but it's all the way out near midfield. Abera Hatinga right there challenging everything. Now Highland on the move once again. Bring it over to the left side of the field. And picking it up over there on the left side. Hugo Rodriguez. And now a long shot by Highland. And that's just going to go flying over everybody. Going out of bounds over on the sideline. And that shot for Highland. Let's see. And that was Luis Martinez who trying to get that going. So now it's going to throw in for Highland. They're going to bring it back out to the 30-yard line. There's a rocket from the 40 yards out that time by Highland. So didn't waste any time on that one. He put that ball down and he just fired. That's how it was doing, high over the goal. But they can just show you they can strike, and that was Luis Martinez again. So Highland coming down the right sideline in Hilltopper territory, knocked out. But no, they're going to call us almost for a push-off, it looks like. Yes, there was a little minor collision. It didn't amount to anything. We had a lot of pretty physical play in the girls' game. They didn't call anything. Or hardly anything. So we're going to have a free kick, and that's going to be from 50 yards out. The ball's right on the 40-yard line, and wow, that thing came right down in front of the goalie box and then bounced around, went wide left. But, that was way out there. Ball right on the 40-yard line. So that's about 50 yards out from the goal. So Highland now leading in this ball game 1-0 after a score by Faber Cardenas, and that score coming in the 9th minute of the ball game. Hilltopper girls played Artesia in the game before this, won that one easily 7-1. The Hilltopper girls advanced to the quarterfinals. They'll most likely play St. Pius, but now Highland, the winner of this, will most likely play Academy. Comes over on the left side. 1-0 lead by the Hornets. Faber Cardenas, and so the ball coming into just to the left side of the penalty box. Boy, Wakeo Hatinga, boy, did he turn on the afterburners to get to that ball before Highland did. Comes over on the right side of the penalty box, chasing it down is Abera Hatinga. Makes a great move, but then he loses it out of bounds. And a great move around the defender, and then it gets away from him, goes out of bounds. Pass comes inside to Luis Martinez. Martinez almost goes down, almost stepped on the ball, went down the left sideline, coming to Hilltoppers. We have a big collision down that left sideline, and I'm not sure. Well, they're not going to call anything. It doesn't look like. It was a major collision, and both players were pointing a finger at the other player, and the official doesn't seem to care either way. He just says it's a throw in for Highland, and that's that. So Long kick downfield. It's going to come right to Wesley Stanfield. He puts it on the ground, kicks it upfield. Boy, I mean, 60 yards in the air. Comes down into Highland territory. The Hilltoppers now, they will have a free kick. Yes, they will. And let's see who's going to make that kick for Los Alamos. It's going to be Jaime Terrazas. Ball is right smack on, sitting right on the 50-yard line. And nice kick, comes down a one bouncer and then right into the waiting arms of the goalie. And so let's see. Trying to see the PA announcer. Well, I can't see any number on the goalie. So anyway. So Highland now will have a free kick, and this is going to be 15 yards deep into Highland territory. So they're gonna plop it down, and I'm not sure they're deciding who's going to take this kick. I think they're going to let the goalie take it. Yes, goalie's coming all the way out of the goal, and boy, did he put a boot on that one, and then it's headed upfield by Los Alamos, trying to get it out of that area, and it goes over the end line. So it's going to be a corner kick now for Highland. And their goalie, he's standing actually, 20 yards out of the goal. So the corner kick picked up by Los Alamos, and the goalie still quite a ways out of the goal. Long kick comes right to Wesley Parker, and now the goalie will backpedal into the goal for Highland. Highland on the attack, coming down the left sideline. Faber Cardenas, they bring it over to the other side to Luis Martinez. Luis with the shot. Going to take a long one bouncer over to Wesley Parker. Parker over on the right side of the penalty box. Bounces the ball a couple of times and then going to boot it away. Boy, pretty kick by Wesley. High kick comes into Highland territory. Hilltoppers trying to get the. So Highland does pick it up. Hilltoppers bring it down the left sideline out of bounds. It'll be a throw in for Highland once again. So just a simple little short throw in. And they're going to say it looks like an illegal throw in because they're giving it right back to Los Alamos, right at that same spot. Now a substitution for Los Alamos. As they're coming into the ballgame for Los Alamos right now is Lenny Siviotsky. So Siviotsky comes in. The ball now will come over to Wakeo Hatinga. Wakeo down the right sideline, trying to get it to Lenny Siviotsky. Siviotsky goes out of bounds off of Highland. Siviotsky with a quick throw in, and he boots it upfield. Comes up to Wakeo Hatinga. Hatinga battling forward. It's going to be stolen away by Wakeo, and it's stolen back by Highland. They're going to bring it all the way back to their fullback, and so he's going to clear it upfield. So the ball, there's a free kick for Highland from right from midfield. The fish, I guess he called it, and then all he did was the ball was just rolling there, and he just fired and kicked it. And the official said, nope, that's not legal. You're going to start all over again. So Luis Martinez with the ball right on midfield. He tries to kick it to the right sideline. That's going to go out of bounds, and the Hilltoppers will bring it down the left sideline. Comes down to Abera Hatinga. And a nice kick upfield, but it's going to go out of bounds off the Hilltopper is going to be right smack at the substitution flag. Highland will inbound it down the left sideline, deflected out by Los Alamos. So they will throw it in once again. No, they're going to get a free kick out of this. I don't understand that. I don't know where that came from. Luis Martinez, anyway, is going to take the kick. 5 yards deep into Hilltopper territory. Comes to the top of the penalty box, picked up there by Los Alamos. Now the ball is going to be headed out of bounds. Looks like it was out on Highland, but Highland throws it in. I thought there was a Topper player heading out to the outside also, but quick throw in. Now the Hilltoppers on the attack. Here comes Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas right down the middle of the field. Great dibbler, and all of a sudden there's a shot. Whoa! Just barely. I mean, he came down. As he started on the field, he was dribbling, had great ball handling as he headed down, and then as he came flying down, the all of a sudden, by the time he got to the top of the penalty box, I mean, he was surrounded by 4 players, and then he got the shot off. It was a beautiful left-footed shot, and just missed the goal on the right side. So Jaime Terrazas, the leading scorer for Los Alamos, and he just barely missed that one. So it's going to be a goal kick for Highland, and the goalie will take the goal kick. And a long kick coming down the right sideline in Hilltopper territory. Now the Hilltoppers pick it up. Jaime Terrazas again. Terrazas, fantastic ball handler. He's still with it now. He's double teamed. And he's still dribbling, and so now I think they're going to call a push off on somebody. Yes, so they're going to give Jaime. He's going to get a free kick. That's the ball right on the 30-yard line. So he's actually 40 yards up from the goal, and so Jaime will take the free kick. Nice kick, but it's going to go wide right. So it'll now be a goal kick for Highland. Let's see, the situation right now is we are in the 28th minute. Highland leads 1-0 on a score from Faber Cardenas, and that was in the 9th minute of the ball game. The Hilltoppers haven't mounted a whole lot against the Highland goalie. So the goal kick for Highland, the Hilltoppers with a reverse kick downfield. They're just barely into Highland territory. Jaime Terrazas again. Jaime goes down, and he's going to get a free kick again. Same spot. Ball right smack on the 30-yard line, and this one right in the middle of the field. So the closest anybody can get to him is 10 yards. So they go back 10 yards and to the 20-yard line, set up a 3-man wall. And Jaime's going to, this is just a little short kick, the Hilltoppers. And we have a header attempt by Los Alamos, hits the crossbar. So it was just a little short kick by Jaime. He wasn't trying to go, he trying to get some help. Got it into the pack. The Hilltoppers had a shot at it, was deflected away, and then another Hilltopper gave a little header attempt, and that one ended up hitting the top crossbar, and eventually it ends up going over the end line off of Los Alamos. But I thought for a minute there, and so did the crowd, that this was going to be a tie ball game. So the goalie will kick it away, long kick again, and coming down the right sideline, they're going to say it's off of Highland. Hilltoppers with a quick throw in. Now they'll bring it over to Wakea Hitinga. Wakeo brings it up, gets it up to Aaron Phillip. And the Hilltoppers still way back in their own territory. Wakeo finally gets a kick upfield, headed right back downfield immediately at that time for Highland, and that was Hugo Rodriguez. So it's going to be a throw in for Highland. They're about 10 yards up from the flag on the left side. The throw in picked up by Los Alamos. And here comes Ty Hinojosa down the right sideline. Cuts it to the middle, brings it to Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas in the center circle. Pass down the right sideline, trying to get to Hinojosa. Too high, and it goes way too far to the right and goes out of bounds. But for some reason, it went off of Highland. I don't know how in the world it went off of Highland. That didn't have a prayer to go anywhere else. So Jaime Terrazas with it, working in the middle of the field. Now he's going to bring it onto the other side of the field over to Aaron Phillip. Phillip will try to get it up to Yaris Eidenbenz. A quick shot by Los Alamos, saved by the goalie, knocked away. Comes back out. Hilltopper still on the attack. Another shot. Boy, and beautiful shot that time by Jaime Terrazas, and a beautiful save by the goalies. He went high in the air. That looked like an awfully good shot. He went high in the air trying to, with both hands, and was able to knock it over the top crossbar. But a great shot that time from Jaime Terrazas. Kick now for Los Alamos. And I'm not sure who's in the corner over there. It's tough to see the way the sun is and the way we have a screen in front of us. The sun comes in the screen, so we don't get a very clear picture here through these binoculars. And in Highland, they don't have any numbers on the front, so Highland now on the move. The Hilltoppers have been on the attack mostly for the last few minutes as we come into the 30. Let's see, we're into the 33rd minute of this contest. They play two 40-minute halves, pass down the right sideline. Comes to Wakea Hatinga. Wakea, as it comes right back to him, so he just scoops it back now to, let's see, that's to Callum Mitchell. And so once again, and the save, let's see, Diego Ortega is the goalie. Okay. So he is the goalie for the ball game. Let's see, I never got a chance to tell you the Hilltoppers coming in the ball game are 15-4-1. They're 6-0 in district play. Highland is 13-4-2. They're 7-0-1 in district play. And Highland got the number 6 seed. Los Alamos got the 3 seed. Highland had to play on Monday. They won that or Tuesday. They won that ball game, and so as a result, they come into this quarterfinal. While the Hilltoppers had a break because they drew a bye, so they didn't have to come in. They didn't have to come in to play until, and so now they are leading though in this quarterfinal. And we were kind of told to be careful about Highland because whoever kind of knew about them said was pretty impressed with them. They lead right now 1-0, and it's been pretty evenly played ball game. At first, it was mostly an attack by Highland. Then Los Alamos started mostly attack, but now it's kind of even Steven as both teams working back and forth down the field. Highland now trying to come down the left sideline, but cannot get around Abera Hatinga. Hilltoppers pick it up. Pass comes into the midfield circle. Trying to get to it was Ty Hinojosa. Couldn't get to it. So Highland picks it up once again. It's going to go to Hugo Rodriguez. Rodriguez will bring it to Luis Martinez. Martinez brings it over to the sideline. So they didn't advance it at all. They just went laterally from one side of the field to the other. Kick up, and boy, there's a boot back downfield. This is a short kick, line drive, and there's the whistle. So right now it's 1-0 after one half of play. And so the Hilltoppers, the number 3 going up against the number 6 seed. And they have Hilltoppers right now have their hands full, I must say. So this is Gene Mortensen here at Sullivan Field, all by myself. So anyway, so things started off here, and they, as the Highland really was kind of dominating the first several minutes of this ball game, and in the 9th minute, there was a Hilltoppers were called for a push-off to put the ball down on the 30-yard line, right smack in the middle of the field, and so Faber Cardenas, he just drilled a rocket. I mean, it was just, there wasn't anything Wesley Parker could do. That was just a hard shot. I mean, and just on a rope and right into the goal. So that's the only score of this ball game, as it turns out. That coming in the 9th minute, the Hilltoppers attacking a lot more and being a lot more aggressive in the closing moments of the half. So they did what but they had some great shots and just weren't able to find the open goal or finally get it into the goal. Hilltoppers won the first ball game 7-1 over Artesia. Artesia took the lead. They scored first, and I think around the 9th minute, and they had their forward they had a really quick forward, and Elizabeth Rios, and she was something else. And so Abigail Rios, and she was really quick and could move really well, and she just moved right through the defense and ended up with a one-on-one on Dahlia Drew. Dahlia didn't have a chance. They took the lead 1-0, and that was in the 9th minute of the ball game. And the Hilltoppers came flying back, and didn't take them very long. And the first goal for Los Alamos came from Peyton Miller. That was in the 17th minute. And then she was followed by Tara McDonald in the 28th minute. As Tara, she put a rocket into the goal. And then in the 33rd minute, Milena Morrison picked up her first goal, first of 2. And the score at the end of the half was 3-1. And the Hilltoppers wasted no time coming out in the second half. And they scored. The fourth goal was Elia Walker, and that was in the 42nd minute. And then the fifth goal, the Hilltoppers then scored the fifth goal in the 46th minute. No, wait, there were 2 goals. Let's see, is that right? Yeah. So they had essentially back-to-back goals. And I've got that in the 42nd minute, but that's okay. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Anyway, they scored back-to-back goals right at the beginning of the half. And the next thing you know, and then they scored another goal. And the next thing you know, the Highlands suddenly found themselves down 5-1 right at the beginning of the second half. And the Hilltoppers finally scored again, and Mackenzie Achavi scoring the final goal of the ball game in the 74th minute. So the Hilltoppers advance, and they will take on the winner of St. Pius and Aztec, and I can guarantee you that's going to be St. Pius. That will be Wednesday in Albuquerque, because they're going to play at the school of the higher seed. The higher seed is so anyway. The higher seed is definitely St. Pius number 1. But not Pius is never going to have to play on the road until the finals, which is going to be at the UNM soccer field. So, and the winner of this ball game will also go to Albuquerque next Wednesday to take on Academy. We don't know what the times will be, but right now it's Highland in control of the ball game at the moment with a 1-0 lead. And so looking at that boys bracket, it was they started the boys bracket was the number one seed was Lovington. Interestingly enough, they were number one. Number two was Academy. Number three was Los Alamos, and number four was let's see, and the four seed was Santa Teresa. So those are the four teams that got byes into the first byes through the first round, which was played last Tuesday. So Lovington is playing Taos today, and Hope Christian is playing Santa Teresa. That should be a really good ball game. That's 4 versus 5. And then Highland and Los Alamos playing right now, and then St. Pius and Academy. And let's see, St. Pius is going up against Academy. They're the number 10 seed, but they upset they upset Artesia, who was the number 7 seed. Artesia was pretty good club. We saw them here at the Lucerne Tech tournament, and they were pretty good. But St. Pius, well, as usual, get down to the state tournament. St. Pius can be tough. So they are going to play Albuquerque Academy. So the seeding by the NMAA comes out pretty good because it ends up in the quarterfinals. You have 1 versus 8, that's what it's supposed to be, and then this game 6 versus 6 and 3, and then 5 and 4. The seeds are all supposed to add up to 9. And anyway, then St. Pius and Academy, so that's 2 against 10. So that's one that they missed. But St. Pius defeats this time Artesia to advance. And so on Wednesday, it looks like probably the winner, Lovington will most likely beat Taos, and then they'll have Hope Christian going up against Santa Teresa, and the winner of that will probably play Lovington. But what's interesting is in the lower part of the bracket, 3 of the teams that are always powerhouses in the state, that is Los Alamos and St. Pius and Academy, they're all in the lower part of the bracket together. So right now, the next situation is that it's Pius and Academy today, and then whoever wins that one plays the winner of this ball game, and that will be on Wednesday. So we have no idea what time or anything, but we'll find out on Wednesday. So where are we in this crazy ball game? Well, we got about 2 minutes to go here in the intermission. And the ball. What's that? So we have about 2 minutes to go in the intermission. Next week, the volleyball season ends, and Hilltoppers are going to have a tough week. Hilltopper volleyball team. They're going to travel down to Moriarty. That's on Tuesday night in Moriarty, and we had a whale of a ball game here at Griffith Gymnasium against Moriarty, and went to 5 sets, and so it was a great ball game. And the Hilltoppers finally winning that one, and then right after that they went against Pewaukee in Pewaukee. They played Moriarty here at home, and then they went to Pewaukee. That was an unbelievable contest, and that came down all 5 sets, and they all came right down to the wire. And a couple even went into extra innings because the Hilltoppers won one of them 29-27, but just another 5-set win for Los Alamos. So, and then Taos, who was kind of right now lost to Los Alamos the other night. They'd only won 2 district contests, but against Espanola. But I mean, their record was very deceiving. They took Moriarty to 5 sets in Moriarty, took Milwaukee to 5 sets in Milwaukee. And then they gave Los Alamos everything they could handle the other night. And then next week, as Hilltoppers will go to Moriarty, that's going to be a tough ball game. And then on next Thursday, the Milwaukee Elkettes will come to Los Alamos for the showdown. The winner of that ball game, most likely, if the Hilltoppers are able to defeat Moriarty, then most likely it will be the winner of that ball game against Milwaukee. Will come down to they will be the regular season district champion, or the district champion period, because we're not going to have a district tournament this year. So everything's different, and now we're coming back on the field, and we are about ready to go. And let's see, I do believe Los Alamos. Let's see, Los Alamos will kick off, I do believe. Nope. No, Los Alamos is not going to kick off. It's going to be the Hornets. They just have... Okay, well, they have one man in the circle. They have Yahir Jimenez. He backs out of the circle, and so they booted upfield, and it's going to be picked up by the Hilltoppers. And they bring, it comes back now to Yaris Eidenbens. Yaris will bring it over to Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas has the ball knocked away from him from behind. Long kick by the Hilltoppers comes. It's a header attempt, or a header by Los Alamos. The ball goes high in the air. Battle for it. Picked up by Highland. Knocked out of bounds by Aaron Phillip. So Aaron, for the Toppers, knocks it out of bounds. It'll be a throw in 5 yards deep into Los Alamos territory. And making the throw in is Yaris Jimenez. And then, boy, I mean, what a steal that time by Aaron Phillip. Boy, I mean, he just picked his pocket, and that's all there is to it. Quickly down the field comes Los Alamos. Going to bounce back now, and it's going to come. It is going to come back. The Hilltoppers. I thought the Hilltoppers were really going to try to attack the ball, and it comes back to them. So now it comes over to Yaris Eidenbens. Eidenbens gets it down a little further down to Wesley Parker. Parker can't do anything with it, so stolen away by Highland. Comes to trying to get to it that time was Yaris Eidenbens, couldn't. So the Hilltoppers pick it up, and now they're going to bring it all the way back to Wesley Parker. So they kick it all the way back to him. He stops it, but he can't. He just stops it and lets it sit there for a minute. He can't pick it up. If they kick it back to him, head it back to him, that's fine. Like crazy rules. Anyway, so Hilltoppers a lot more aggressive right now is Abera Hatinga with it for Los Alamos, and he comes down the left sideline. Now the ball is going to be stolen away, and here comes Abera Hatinga down the right sideline. He gets, and whoa, boy, a beautiful pass that time, crossing pass, and they're trying to get it to this time to Ty Hinojosa, and Ty was just a step short as he came to him. I mean, he was giving it everything he had, but he just couldn't get in it. The pass is kicked by Highland, is kind of a line drive kick, is stopped by Jaime Terrazas, comes back to the midfield circle. The Hilltoppers pick it up. They'll come into the circle once again, and so the two teams just exchanging possessions, and the Hilltoppers being very, very aggressive this second half. Alex Livsky picks it up for Los Alamos, brings it into the circle over to Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas down the left sideline to Livsky. Livsky coming in from the left side, takes the shot, and right there is the goalie. And Diego Ortega diving to the floor, diving to the field to scoop up that ball. So it's a 1-0 ball game. Highland leading, and we're in the 44th minute. Highland scoring, Faber Cardenas scoring with a 40-yard rocket within the 9th minute of the contest. He had a free kick, and he took total advantage of it. So the Highland now Highland now on the attack, coming down the left side. But good defense by Los Alamos to get it out of there. Comes out to Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas playing in that midfield. Kick upfield, nobody up there for Los Alamos. Nothing but white jerseys up the field. And now a nice long kick down the field by Highland. And it's going to be picked up by Los Alamos. They're going to bring it back upfield. And Highland's going to take control, and they're going to start trying to attack down the right sideline. They get to Luis Martinez. Martinez now they will bring it over all the way to the left side. Pass comes to Yahir. Boy, fantastic shot that time by Yahir Jimenez. Boy, what a great save that time by Wesley Parker. Wow. But I mean, that looked like that thing was in. Wesley high in the air. Of course, Wesley's pretty tall. High in the air, but it's going to be a corner kick for Highland. So they exchange the corner guys. So Luis Martinez now will come, and he'll go in a corner. Whoa. Brings it all the way to the other side of the other side of the pack, and right standing there was Faber Cardenas. Faber, boy, he put a unbelievable header attempt on that. I think he hit it with his forehead, but it went clear over the top of the goal. So it's going to be a goal kick now for Los Alamos and the Wesley Parker. Well, let's see. Yeah, so they kick it upfield, and Highland picks it up as we have they're going to call Aaron Phillip. Aaron Phillip crashing into Yahir Jimenez. And so they call him, but boy, it was a pretty good collision. So it's going to be a free kick now for Highland. So they are 10 yards deep into Hilltopper territory, right in the middle of the field. And the long kick comes into the penalty box. Big crowd there. And Highland trying to get a shot off, but there's just too much traffic. So they finally just bring it all the way back out. Now the kick comes back down into the penalty box, cleared out by Los Alamos. Now it's going to come into Highland territory, and they'll bring it over to the right side. Alex Lipsky with it for Los Alamos. Gets it to Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas over to Avera Hatinga. Hatinga with a nice little pass to the right sideline, trying to get it to Tai Hinojosa. Now coming down that right sideline, that is going to be Lenny Sibietsky. So the ball comes in to Los Alamos, and right in the center circle comes to Aaron Phillip. Phillip will bring it over on the right side. Lenny Sibietsky with it for Los Alamos. Stolen away beautifully by Highland. Wow, I mean, they just flat picked his pocket. That was all there was to it. And now coming in is Alex Livku to a little crossing pass. Whoa! And the Hilltoppers had a golden opportunity. I thought Livku was going to take the shot as he came in from the left side at the last second, and he had two men open over on the other side of the goal, but his pass over to the two of them was not a good pass, and neither one of them could get to it. But I thought Livsky was going to go ahead and take it himself. But that was but passing off was a really good idea because he had two guys wide open. And if you could have gotten to either one of them, they would have had a goal because Diego Ortega was playing all the way he was all the way over on the right side of the goal. And as Leviatsky came in from that side, and so after he made that crossing pass, there's no way Ortega could have gotten to the other side of the goal. Or he was actually on the left side of the goal, and that's where Livsky came in from the left side. So the Hilltoppers Ball goes out of bounds. Hilltoppers deep in their territory. Comes now to yards. Eidenbentz has the ball stolen away from him, but the Hilltoppers it was a good attack. Long bounce on the field. Here comes Wesley Parker out of the. We had one of the Highland players he was just on a run, and he was about to beat everybody. And that was Yahir Jimenez. Boy, I'm telling you, he was on the move. And so Wesley Parker had to come all the way out of the goal and then kick that on the run. The ball was moving pretty good too. Comes over to the right side. Highland is going to set up Luis Martinez. Faber Cardenas with a shot. His shot blocked by one of the Hilltopper fullbacks. And so Highland now still putting on the attack. And the Hilltoppers are going to clear it out. Highland will inbound it. Yahir Jimenez inbounds it. And so there's a lot of kicking around, and there's a lot of people around, and every one of the kicks goes off of somebody. Now, neither team able to get control of the ball. That's going to go out of bounds off of Highland. The Hilltoppers about halfway up in their own territory. So they inbound it, picked up by Highland. The Hilltoppers have to try to clear it back up. Picked up by Highland once again. Jimenez with it, directing traffic. Out it comes out on top, and this one will come out to Hugo Rodriguez. And now let's see. I think they're gonna call a violation against the Highland. It's going to be a free kick for Los Alamos. 51st minute of this ball game. Wesley Parker will take the kick. It was all the way out to the 30-yard line, but beautiful kick by Wesley. And the ball now goes between the referee's legs. So he just kind of spread his legs a little and let it go. Up it comes, trying to get it to Tahina Hosa. High moonball kick. Way up there, and pulled down now by Highland. Great touch pass that time by Luis Martinez. Hilltoppers going to pick it up. They get it up into the midfield circle, picked up there by Tahina Hosa. Hinojosa coming down the right sideline. Can't get anything going. It's going to be picked up by Highland. Highland now will start the attack once again. They bring it back to their fullbacks. And now they have a long kick downfield. And picked up by Los Alamos and headed back upfield. Stolen away by Highland once again. And here comes Yahir Jimenez. And so Yahir ball is kicked into the midfield circle, and neither team able to get control. Finally, Highland does, and it's going to go out of bounds right at midfield. Let's see who's going to get it. So we got Los Alamos, and we have a topper go down. And he's still down and getting up very slowly. And not sure who that young man was. See if I can see his number here in a minute. But he's just fine. He's walking up just fine. And now is Aaron Phillip. So now we have a free kick for Los Alamos. Comes down about the 30-yard line in in Highland territory. Long kick down the right sideline. That's going to be picked up by Luis Martinez for Highland. Cleared out by Los Alamos quickly. A quick throw in by Highland. Too quick, says the official. Well, we had 2 balls out on the field. So they boy, a nice kick down the field at that time by Diego Reyes, one of the fullbacks for Highland. Now they bring it down the Hilltoppers trying to come down the right sideline. But once again, they can't get it by the fullbacks. And they kick it back upfield. And so once again, we had a situation where we had a Faber Cardenas going 100 miles an hour down the left sideline. And with him was 3 Hilltoppers defenders trying to keep up with him. And then Wesley Parker trying to station himself in the goal, but the Hilltoppers were able to keep Faber from getting a hold of it. So it's now going to be out of bounds. We are right now in the 56th minute of this contest. It goes to 80 minutes. The only score coming in the 9th minute on Faber Cardenas with a free kick, 40-yard rocket right into the goal. Wasn't anything Wesley Parker could do about that one. The ball now slowly rolls to Wesley, so instead of kicking it, he just rolls it upfield. Jaime Terrazas with it for Los Alamos. They're going to say it's out of bounds. It's interesting in soccer because if it's on the line, the ball has to be completely over the line. Like in basketball, if it hits the line, that's it. Here comes Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas breaking through, makes a great move. Still with it. Now it's deflected all the way to the right side of the left side of the penalty box. But he tried to make a move around the fullback and did a pretty good job. But now we're going to have looks like we're going to have a corner kick for Los Alamos. And I can't see who's going in the corner over there. I think it's Ty Hinojosa. Yes, it is. Ty Hinojosa. And whoa, beautiful, beautiful corner kick. And coming out of nowhere that time was Aaron Phillip. I thought he had it. Boy, he just came charging in. He was right in the goalie box. And then he just let it go with the kick. Said, I don't know how in the world he missed it. But it just barely missed. So going to be now another goal kick for the Highland. So Edward. So let's see. That's Diego Ortega makes a kick upfield, and Highland still working with it, but it's in Highland territory. Comes over now to Jaime Terrazas, over to Alex Livsku. Livsku trying to get it back to Terrazas. Cannot, as it's right at the top of the penalty box. Picked up by Highland. Long kick down by Highland. Nobody's down there for Highland. So the Hilltoppers pick it up easily. And they bring it over now to Wakeo Hatinga. Wakeo brings it down that right sideline, cleared out of bounds by Highland. Hilltoppers will inbound it. They're about 15 yards deep into Highland territory, and now they're going to bring it back. So they bring it back out, and then it's kicked down to start things over, and then it is kicked downfield. See, that wasn't Ty Hinojosa. No, that was Wesley Stanfield. So Wesley Stanfield boots it way downfield. Goes over the end line, and Diego Ortega, not in any hurry, kind of walks over and picks it up, walks back and puts it down. And I'm not sure if the official, if they do have extra time, the official time's kept on the field. And if you have somebody with a delay or something, you can't have extra time. Jaime Terrazas, boy, trying to come down, but he cannot get back. Feeling the lull, coming down the field in a hurry. Wow, boy, a major attack that time by Faber Cardenas, and boy, Wesley Parker just barely able to save that one. And here comes y'all hear Jimenez on the attack once again. It's going to come up to Hilltoppers. The Hilltoppers keep from going out of bounds, and now they get it up to Kyle Fenimore, and Fenimore now up to Jaime. Jaime down the right sideline. Boy, and I mean, in a hurry, Ty Hinojosa. Boy, I mean, he put on the afterburner, I guarantee you. And so the ball is cleared out of bounds by Highland. The Hilltoppers will inbound it. And they're about 10 yards up from the flag on the right side of the field, deep in the Highland territory. And Ty Hinojosa is going to make the throw in. So right in front of him is Jaime Terrazas. So it's like he wants to drop it in front of Jaime. He finally decides to get it to Aaron Phillip. Phillip in the penalty box. And I think we're going to have a corner kick for Los Alamos. It was in the penalty box, and then there was a scramble for it. And finally went over the end line, and the official over on the side. So anyway, the Hilltoppers just put it down and just roll it in, and then they're on the attack, and so now it's going to be another corner kick. So they didn't bother with a full corner kick on that one. And so that was Ty Hinojosa, and now Jaime Terrazas is going to go into the corner. So Jaime brings it into the pack. Hilltoppers can't get anything going, so they bring it back. They bring it all the way back now to Yaris Eidenbens. Eidenbens brings it over now to Kyle Fenimore. Fenimore trying to get it down the field. It is cleared down the field by Highland. Highland will inbound it 10 yards deep into Hilltopper territory. They'll work down the left sideline. Highland brings it all the way out into the center circle. Now to the right sideline, and now it's passed down the right sideline, and that goes out of bounds. Like I was saying a little bit ago, it's interesting of the out of bounds is that the ball has to be completely out of bounds. I mean, totally. Can't touch any part of the line. And so a lot of times you'll think it's out of bounds because it comes on, rolls on the line or even almost past the line. But if it's any part of it is on the line, it's still in bounds, and these players can actually go out of bounds and come around and kick it back in. So it's mainly where the ball is, not where the player is. So kick upfield, headed back up by Los Alamos. Kyle Fenimore trying to get to it for the Hilltoppers. Picked up by Highland. Highland's going to bring it down the left side of the penalty box. Wesley Parker scoops it up. And Wesley will going to boot it away here, but the time is running out for Los Alamos. They still have quite a bit of time, but about 18 minutes. That we're in the 63rd minute. Then the Hilltoppers need to really pick up the pace here and need to be pretty aggressive. And so passing it to himself and then kicking it down the left sideline. Boy, nice move that time. And that was Edgar Perea. So he just took a header, running down there, took a header, passed it up in front of him. So he essentially passed it to himself. Then a nice kick down the right sideline. And that was cleared out by Los Alamos. So the throw-in comes to the Hornets. And the Hornets working against Ty Hinojosa over there on that left side and finding out the ball is going to be stolen away by Hatinga. Hatinga coming down the field, gets it over to Aaron Phillip. Phillip over to Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas once again is triple teamed. He's still going. Triple teamed. Jaime goes down, and the ball went over the end line, and Jaime went down, but they're just going to rule that he just lost it over the end line. So it's going to be a goal kick. And looking at that scoreboard, we're almost into the 65th minute. And Diego Ortega will take the kick. And line drive, boy, that thing comes into Hilltopper territory, but picked up there by the Toppers. Toppers bringing it down that left sideline. Ball comes into the center circle, long kick upfield. It's going to take a bounce up to Wesley Parker. He can't get to it. It's a high bounce, so he just heads it back upfield. And we have a Highland player go down over on the other side of the field, and I think they're going to rule a push off a violation by Los Alamos, a push off by violation, and so the young man goes now. He's sitting down, and he's kind of working on his leg himself. And now he's up, and he says he's okay. The official going over and talking to him, and but he's fine. So a quick kick by Highland, and a hard one, but right there is Wesley Parker for Los Alamos, down their right sideline, and comes to the right floats over, curves over into the top of the penalty box, that top corner on the right side. And we're going to have we have a player from each team goes down, and they both stand up and point to the other player, and then they rule it was Los Alamos who is guilty of the collision, and that was Alex Livsku just kind of pops both hands off his head like, you got to be kidding me. So they are going to give them the free kick. This is going to be Luis Martinez, and this one is going to be knocked out. So he just brought it he brought it further in. It curved away. He was trying to get it toward the goalie box, but it curved away. And so it was an easy play for Wesley Parker to come out and just knock it downfield. So Highland with it, and Los Alamos steals it away. Highland steals it back. There's Los Alamos, back to Highland, back to Los Alamos. Now Los Alamos gets the throw in. We have a Hilltopper player go down. And I'm not sure if they're going to call anything on that. That was Lenny Sibiatsky. I'm going to say nope. So it's just a throw in. Sibiatsky with it, brings it to the top of the penalty box, cleared out by Highland. Highland, long kick downfield, going to bounce right to Wesley Parker. Parker standing right at the top of the penalty box, right smack in the middle of it, at the very, very top. 67th minute in this contest, and make it to 68th minute. So we have about 13 minutes left to go unofficially in this ball game. Ball is stolen away by Aaron Phillip. Long kick downfield by Phillip, but nobody there, and it's going to just take a couple of bounces, come right to Diego Ortega. So Ortega just lets it roll away. Well, he doesn't even bother to pick it up. He just kind of stalling for time, so he just simply doesn't pick it up. He actually just kicks it away from himself and over toward the side of the goal, and then he just goes kind of walking over there to pick it up. So one of the Hilltoppers comes in and tries to and challenges him, makes him pick the goal up, but that's just a classic move by the goalie to take your sweet time, and we've seen that a number of times, and especially in the state tournament. And we had a goalie from Berlin. Los Alamos was trailing Berlin down in Alamogordo. And, she would go get the ball for the goal kick, and she'd walk, put it down on one side of the goalie box, and then walk, put it over the other side. And, I couldn't believe if that ball just went behind the goals. It took her forever. Here comes Lenny Sibiatsky. Sibiatsky with the centering pass. And this one's going to go bounce away and bounce right to Diego Ortega. Long kick. It's by everybody. Hilltoppers trying to bring it back down the right sideline, and I thought it was going to go out of bounds off of Hilltoppers, but it goes off of Highland, and Barra Hatinga comes back into the ball game for Los Alamos. I think he replaced Kyle Fenimore, I do believe. So Barra Hatinga working with it, and so now down that left sideline, down that right sideline, and so I'm trying to see what's going on over there. Finally, a long kick, and boy, a facer that time. Young man from Los Alamos went up to head it upfield and mistimed it. Actually, headed it upfield with his face, so he faced it upfield, I guess is what you say. Anyway, yeah, Hilltoppers coming down the right sideline, and boy, beautiful tackle that time by Highland. Wow, classic tackle. And as the Hilltoppers, as Aaron Phillip was coming down that right sideline, boy, I mean, a classic tackle they call in soccer, where what you do is you go sliding in front of the young man who's moving the ball, and if you can get your feet on that ball cleanly, and then if he comes flying over you, that's a legal tackle, and you can't do anything about it. And boy, I mean, so the long kick downfield, and there's Diego Ortega. Now we have a substitution now for Los Alamos. Coming in is Ty Hinojosa back into the ball game. Line drive kick by Diego Ortega, easily picked up by Los Alamos. They're going to bring it now over to Alex Livscu. Livscu is going to bounce it back now over into the center circle to Jaime Terrazas. Comes to the right side, out of bounds, off of Artesia, off of Highland, quickly bringing it in. Bring it over to Barra Hatinga. Hatinga can't get control, loses control. Going to come now to Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas with the left kick over to Alex Livscu. Livscu making a great move. Boy, pretty pass. And the Hilltoppers trying to get the shot off. Can't get the shot off. And they had the situation. And so now we're going to have well, I don't know if they're going to call anything or not. There was a major collision between one of the Hilltoppers and the young man from Highland. And the young man from Highland got actually knocked off the field onto the track. That was Angel Orozco, and but boy, the crowd is very upset about that, and I can't believe they didn't call anything, because it was he got a pretty good push from the Hilltopper player, but nothing called. Highland long kick up to the top of the penalty box, and now it's going to come through, and boy, I mean, they had a nice kick up to Faber Cardenas, but boy, you got to credit the fullbacks for Los Alamos and all the way back now to Wesley Stanfield. Long kick downfield. Wesley Stanfield really playing fantastic defense back there, and now it's going to be downfield by Highland. It's finally going to go out of bounds, way down deep in Los Alamos territory, but Los Alamos will have the throw in. So they'll throw it in, and they're 30 yards up from the flag. And they just a little throw in. Los Alamos now finally will get something going as they bring it up to Alex Livscu. A little touch pass over to Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas has it stolen away, and they just kick it right back to Diego Ortega. And Ortega now, he just boots it way back upfield. And we're going to have, I do believe, offsides, yes. Offsides against Highland. Highland, yes. So Highland player offside that time, trying to get behind the fullbacks of Los Alamos. And once again, that was on Hill Orozco. So, and the Hilltoppers have the free kick 10 yards deep in their own territory. And we are in the 74th minute. So time running out on Los Alamos here. Long kick by the Hilltoppers goes way wide and out of, and over the end line. So it's going to be, that's going to make a goal kick, and Diego Ortega taking his sweet time, directing a little traffic first, and now get the ball down, got to get it in the right spot, take a couple steps back. Here we go. So the long kick downfield. It's going to go out of bounds, and well, let's see. Yeah, two players for it went to it. They say it was off of Highland. They bring it in now to Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas over to Alex Livsku. Livsku will bring it back now to Abera Hatinga. Hatinga over on the right side. Pass comes into the middle of the field, and here comes Highland down that left sideline. They bring it now over to the right side. Long kick's going to bounce into the goal, picked up by Wesley Parker. He just rolls it upfield in a hurry. Hilltoppers with a long kick down into Highland territory, but that was going to be picked up by Highland. And now coming out of nowhere for Los Alamos this time. To pick up the ball, it comes over on the left side to Alex Livsku. Livsku, nice little pass to Jaime Terrazas, and a beautiful shot by Jaime, but what a save by Diego Ortega. I don't know how in the world he did it. I mean, Jaime came in and he had a left-footed shot. He had a great shot. It was a beautiful shot. At the last second, Diego just threw his arm up in the air. That's all he did. He was out of position. It was turned sideways, and as it got the hit, he just kind of just threw his fist up in the air, and he just fortunately was able to hit the ball. And it was just a lucky hit. And Jaime couldn't believe it. So there's the corner kick comes into the pack for Los Alamos. There's a shot by the Hilltoppers, and this one is going to be cleared out by Highland. But boy, I thought Jaime had that one. But right now we're looking at the 77th minute of this contest. But Jaime came in from the side, and he got a pass from Livsku, and boy, it was just he had a bead on him, and it was just a desperate situation for Diego Ortega. He just threw his fist up in the air and just happened to deflect the ball. Wesley Parker will bring it up for Los Alamos. Comes into the center circle, stolen away by Highland at that point. So Highland, we're going to have a push-off on Los Alamos. So it'll be a free kick now for Highland. And
Hello, I'm Commander Oliver Morris with the Los Alamos Police Department. It's an exciting time to live in Los Alamos. With the increase in hiring at the lab, we've seen more motorists and visitors come to Los Alamos. But with that, we've also seen an increase in traffic. And with traffic, we also get calls of distracted driving, speeding, and sometimes aggressive driving. Please join me in reducing these calls. Our officers are going to be out in force looking for these types of driving behavior. If you see something, please call us at our non-emergency line or our emergency line. We appreciate your partnership in helping keep our community safe, and thank you.
Hi, I'm Troy Hughes with Los Alamos Fire Department, reminding you that fall's upon us and winter's soon coming, so we'll start using our appliances more, like our furnace, our fireplaces. Make sure you get those appliances checked by a certified technician, especially the fireplaces. Make sure you've got a good chimney sweep, get that thing good and clean and ready to burn, and make sure you have a good working CO detector and smoke alarm in your home if you're going to use those appliances.